You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
We are hurt, but not broken.
This morning, new details about the teenager who police say opened fire in a Texas high school, killing 10 people. We have new information about what he was doing right before the attack. And Ebola deaths on the rise in the Congo. We have the breakthrough measure taken today to stop the spread of that disease.
And here on the Suncoast, the future of the Van Wezel is in question. Plans for a redesign are on the table, while some still call for a complete rebuild. We have those stories and more. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
And good morning. Happy Monday. It's May 21st. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. John Scalzi, for the love of all that is holy and beautiful, when will this rain stop?
Not soon. Well, not soon. Unbelievable amounts of rainfall. We have multiple reports now of over 6 inches of rain in a couple of locations across the Suncoast over the weekend, and that's very impressive. We are looking at rainfall totals again today, which could exceed 2 inches in many locations. Good rain chances today. Good rain chances tomorrow, maybe a little break, then perhaps things get even wetter as we head into the weekend. Yeah, lots coming our way in the weather department over the next several days. We're going to be talking about that in detail in a few minutes. Right now, everything's pretty quiet, but, you know, this is the kind of day where what you can see happen is rain showers popping up almost any time, almost anywhere, specifically thunderstorms possible in the afternoon. This river of moisture continues to lift northward out of the tropics and provide us with all of the cloud cover and moisture necessary to produce good amounts of rain. The good news, I suppose, is that the cloud cover holding down temperatures, so maybe your electric bill will be a little bit better this month. That's I suppose, the good news. But definitely watching the tropics as well, as there could be some potential slight development down there that would even bring us more rainfall as we head into the weekend. We'll also be talking about that in detail. 71 degrees, Sarasota, 73, Lakewood, Ranch Parish, 72, Bradenton, 72, inland temperatures around 70. Complete forecast details in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon, John. Here's a live look right now at St. Armand Circle, where there's plenty of parking available. They're also building a parking garage right now behind that complex to the left of our camera. But that's a live look right now. Not a lot going on so far in that busy spot there, just west of the Ringling Causeway. First alert traffic showing some buildup already on 301 in both directions between Bradenton and Sarasota. Let's check farther south now on the maps, the upper half of Sarasota County. A little more red there, east of the interstate on Fruitville eastbound, Bee Ridge. Lots of traffic there already this morning in the eastbound lane around Beneva, out by Honore and Cattleman. And then checking our final maps for the south, we will see all clear right now. Good to see at 5:03 on this Monday morning.
All right, thanks, Ray. Let's turn now to that school shooting in Santa Fe, Texas. We're hearing from a student there who knew the suspected gunman, and grieving students gathered last night at a service for the school's graduating seniors. Now, that service, the graduation, was supposed to be held at the school, which still will remain closed today. Emotions were also running high at last night's Billboard Music Awards. ABC's Kenneth Gibson has the latest.
Texas native Kelly Clarkson emotional as she started the show with a call for action after the Santa Fe shooting.
And once again, y'all, we're grieving for more kids that have died for just an absolute no reason at all. Why don't we not do a moment of silence? Why don't we do a moment of action? Why don't we do a moment of change? Why don't we change what's happening?
As the Texas community mourns the 10 victims of the attack, we're learning more about the suspected shooter. Investigators pouring through his journal saying he carefully studied previous mass shootings, allegedly incorporating aspects of those massacres into his own attack, even wearing a trench coat, which was a hallmark of the gunmen in the Columbine massacre. A fellow Santa Fe high school student says he knew the suspect and says he never seemed unusual at all.
He seemed very calm and collective. And
Clayton George says he never imagined the kid he got to know during football season would carry out a mass shooting at their school.
Never in my life would I have assumed it'd be him.
One of the victim's mothers says the suspect had made unwanted advances on her daughter and believes that's why her daughter was targeted.
Not even a week later, he just shoots everyone.
Investigators this morning trying to piece together a motive for the attack. The Lieutenant Governor of Texas weighed in on the debate over gun violence, insisting guns are not the problem.
We have devalued life, whether it's through abortion, whether it's the breakup of families, through violent movies and particularly violent video games.
Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
A follow-up this morning on the arrest of a Northport murder suspect. After a 5-month search, Sarasota County Sheriff deputies say they arrested this man, Tyrick Bell, Friday night on Cumberland Road in Venice. They found him 2 weeks after offering a $1,000 reward for his arrest. Bell was wanted in connection to the death of 18-year-old Trent Bartle James. Back in January, police say Bell and another man barged into a Northport home demanding money. It happened about 1 a.m., and police say the house was full at the time. Bell is now charged with murder.
Well, starting today, for the first time ever, an Ebola vaccine will be used to try and stop a current outbreak in the Congo. So far, 44 cases of Ebola have been reported there. Now, most of those in a remote northern area that's hard for aid workers to reach. That death toll has risen to 26. Health officials are hoping this vaccine will prevent the disease from spreading. More than 4,000 doses of this vaccine are already in the Congo right now, and more are on the way. Now, it's still in its testing stages, but it was effective in the West Africa outbreak a few years ago. In almost 90% of the Ebola cases, the virus can be fatal, and there is no treatment for it.
An organization recognized for serving more than 1,000 free meals each week to the homeless in Bradenton is looking for a new home now. Downtown Ministries has been operating out of the Central Christian Church parking lot for the past 3 years, but the church was sold recently, and the new ownership is not looking to extend the relationship. So looking for a new place to serve their daily breakfasts. Downtown Ministries serves about 200 meals every day to the working poor and homeless. The group's co-director says the love and encouragement they give goes a long way.
It's a huge thing for them, because not only are we filling physical needs for breakfast, for clothing, for hygiene items, for bicycles and so much more, but they start their day here.
This has really been a blessing to me since I've, got to my situation and being homeless and everything.
Now, those in need can also get clothing, medication, hygiene items. The organization even distributed 250 refurbished bicycles last year. Another organization, Narcotics Anonymous, meets nightly on the church property. We're told they'll also have to find a new place to operate very soon.
Well, it is a much needed conversation in the community, how to stop gun violence. This Thursday, the Sarasota Police Department will hold a Stop the Gun Violence meeting to brainstorm some ideas with the community. It's taking place at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex, and it runs from 6:30 until 8 o'clock that night. Those attending are asked only to bring their ideas.
A consumer alert this morning for those in Venice. If you are a city utilities customer, you may soon see an increase in your bills. That's if the City Council adopts a 5-year rate adjustment plan. There would be a $2 increase in the first year and then a 2.5% increase in the following 4 years. The council is expected to discuss the plan tomorrow. If approved, it would go into effect in August.
Well, the future of the Van Wezel is up in the air this morning. Now, people who work there want to replace the building built almost 50 years ago.
Yeah, the city does as well. Others want to remodel the Performing Arts Center as part of a bigger development project on the Sarasota Bayfront. It encloses about 52 acres right there around the Van Wezel. Today, community leaders and city leaders will meet to discuss 3 options for a concert hall redesign if that's the final decision. Marla Spence is live with a preview of today's 2 public sessions. Marla?
Yeah, guys, today people who live in this community will be coming here to the iconic Van Wezel. They'll be here to give their input on design plans for the Performing Arts Hall. Now, design plans for 53 acres of the Sarasota Bayfront were released last month. The Van Wezel was not included in those plans, and that upset a lot of people. So organizers of this Bay Sarasota development went back to the drawing board and came up with 3 new plans that do include the Performing Arts Hall. People associated with the Van Wezel say the redesign isn't enough. They want a new facility altogether, one that will let them compete with other more modern performing arts centers. The decision now lies with the City Commission to either renovate or rebuild the Van Wezel. Coming up at 5:30, we're telling you how you can put in your feedback on the future of Van Wezel. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, it is a big day of travel today. Go Bolts on the road. They're getting ready for Game 6 tonight of the Eastern Conference NHL Finals against the Washington Capitals, of course. They took a 3-2 lead in the series after Saturday's win. Now, Tampa Bay Lightning captain Steven Stamkos has been electric so far this postseason with a team leading 7 goals. The team is just 1 win away from a Stanley Cup appearance. It's not been easy. It's been a tough road for Stamkos since the Lightning's last championship series back in 2015. He battled some injuries, and now in his 10th season, he doesn't want to waste the team's recent hot streak.
You just never know when this opportunity is going to come again. So you try to take advantage of that. You look at the group that we've put together this year. It feels like a special group, so you just want to take advantage of it. You never know in this game.
And tonight could be their toughest game yet. The puck drops at 8 o'clock. 2 words, go Bolts.
Oh, it's exciting. All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo plans to unveil his new strategy involving Iran this morning.
And coming up a little later in the hour, it's been nearly 3 weeks since Hawaii's Kilauea volcano erupted. Today, the island faces a new threat. We'll tell you what that is.
But first, a peek at the Hudson River. Look at that. Wow, already some peaks of daybreak up there.
It's beautiful out there right now. It's about 63 degrees. We're going to get a high of about 77 today, but not as much rain as we've been having, right, John Scalzi?
Oh, it'll be sunny there today. Yeah, it'll be nice there today. We, on the other hand, will not be. Again, good chances of rainfall for the morning time, about 20% as we head into the noontime hour. It goes up to about 40%, but it doesn't stop there. By the afternoon, a 60% chance, including thunderstorms. This is rainfall that we had over the weekend. Check it out. There are some locations, especially in areas around Myakka and Northport, that picked up 6 inches of rainfall. Pretty impressive stuff. Many places saw 2-inch rainfalls. For your morning commute, well, you probably won't have a lot of problems this morning, maybe some showers around, but I've got the rain box checked for the drive home this evening. Storms will be likely. The FAA is reporting no airport delays at the hub-serving International Airport. We are looking at another wet week. We'll talk about it in a second.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So there's clearly a great deal of tropical moisture continuing to lift northward, and rain showers are ongoing even at this hour of the morning. So there's a good potential of seeing more heavy rainfall at times today, tomorrow, then maybe a little bit of a break. Right now, everything is pretty quiet across our area. We've got some showers starting to lift north from Lee County into Charlotte, and I expect that we'll probably see during the morning hours a blip or two of rainfall on the forecast. It's not going to be the heavy rainfall that we could see later on this afternoon with a little daytime heating, but certainly the possibility exists of a shower or two around the area. We've got some dry air on the satellite view from the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. It's indicated here by this kind of tan colorization. We are right on that dividing edge, and it's a very sharp division between the drier air that exists out in further Gulf waters and the moisture that's lifting north right over the center part of the state. When you see that kind of a division setting up, that sharp division in the atmosphere, it's often a signal that thunderstorm activity might be aided in the afternoon, and we could even see potentially under some of those thunderstorms some gusty winds. That's the kind of situation that is setting up right now. Maybe a little bit of sunshine mixed with the fair weather clouds as we head into the morning, but really that just helps our rainfall chances, especially as we head into the afternoon. So this river of clouds continues to lift north out of the tropics. And of course, it pops up a shower or two later on today through the noontime hour. The rain chances start to go up a little bit, but it's by afternoon with that little bit of daytime heating that we would expect to see the shower chances build. Okay, the computer is acting a little finicky this morning. It's a little slow right now, but hopefully we can get it going here in just a second. I'm going to walk off camera and operate the computer manually, so forgive me for just a second. We'll see what we can do over here to get this show on the road. But basically, you're looking at a thunderstorm potential of about 60% as we head into the afternoon. Oh, okay, there we go. Beach and boating forecast. Coming in southeast winds at about 5 to 10. And the forecast for the afternoon includes 2-foot seas and a moderate chop on your bay and inland waters. Forecast in the 7 days ahead, well, it includes about a 60% chance of showers today, tomorrow as well. Then as we head into midweek, maybe a little bit of drying potential there, and that may last for a couple of days. But tropical moisture will increase as we head into the weekend, so too will the potential of some heavy rainfall. And there's also the potential, though it's far from written stone, of some minor tropical development lifting north. Some models put it in the center of the Gulf of Mexico, others out in the Atlantic. But regardless of whether or not we get any minor tropical development, it will increase our rainfall chances, and we could see some 5-inch rainfalls again over the course of the holiday weekend. So stay tuned on that one. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there this morning. No real delays to speak of. A couple slowdowns right there on 301 as you're coming out of Bradenton. But other than that, not too much going on in Manatee County. Heading a little farther south into the upper half of Sarasota County. Those roads are also looking pretty decent out there. Not too much to speak of. No real delays again yet this morning. Heading a little bit farther south in that area, nothing to see there. Those roads are looking pretty decent as well. 41 and 75, both running very smoothly if you're headed southbound this morning. It is 5:18, and that is your first alert traffic.
Happening today, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo plans to unveil the new strategy regarding Iran. Administration officials say their plan B is to create a global alliance to pressure Iran into negotiations on a, quote, new security architecture that goes beyond its nuclear program. The announcement comes more than a week after President Trump announced the U.S. will withdraw from the international Iran nuclear deal. It'll be Pompeo's first major foreign policy speech as Secretary of State.
Gina Haspel will make history today when she's sworn in as the first ever female CIA director. Haspel was confirmed on Thursday after a roller coaster of a nomination period. She, of course, has faced scrutiny because of her role in the interrogation program used by the CIA against detainees under former President George W. Bush's administration. Haspel said in a recent letter that the CIA should not have conducted the interrogation program, which included tactics like waterboarding. She also vowed at her confirmation hearing that under her leadership, the CIA would not restart that interrogation program. Her swearing-in ceremony is scheduled for 10:30 this morning. Still to come on Good Morning Suncoast, it's a service that is supposed to protect your teens online, but it turns out it may not have protected their personal information.
And next half hour at 5:30, technology has made it easier to buy products online. But how safe is your personal information when it comes to getting online counseling? That story on the way. First, here's a peek at the capital of Georgia, pretty shot of downtown Atlanta.
That is right. There is Ray's favorite Ferris wheel. It's going to be about 66 degrees today. No rain in their forecast either, certainly not as much as we've been having. We've got still more headlines, your first alert weather, and traffic still to come this hour. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Now we'd love to show you live pictures of what's going on right now, and there's a live shot of your White House, and the top right light is on the kitchen.
There it is. That's a little kitchen area that we've talked about. It bugged us for weeks until we figured out what it was.
Barron, I've told you again, turn the light off when you leave that room.
Who's paying that bill, darn it?
We are. 5:22 right now. Back to the news. In fact, HealthSmart. If you suffer from migraines, you'll be glad to hear about a new medication, but it's very expensive. The FDA has approved a prescription drug called Aimovig. There it is right there. It's designed to reduce the frequency of migraines that affect about 12% of Americans. It's taken by monthly injections. But get this, the monthly shots cost $575 each.
Well, first it was the lava destroying homes and roads. Then came the dangerous gases. Now there's a new threat to the Big Island of Hawaii after 2 volcano eruptions. It's been nearly 3 weeks since Hawaii's Kilauea volcano erupted. To make matters worse, there's a new problem now, and it's called laze. It comes from the words lava and haze, and it forms when scalding lava enters the ocean. Now it's kind of a fume, almost like a small cloud, a very thin cloud, and it can be filled with acid fumes.
The plume that's created from the hot lava entering the ocean, the seawater, creates hydrochloric acid, and you got the glass particles in that plume, which is a breathing hazard, basically.
Now, in addition to lung problems, because of all that it contains, that laze also irritates both the eyes and the skin. I feel like Hawaii just cannot get a break right now either.
I have a friend of a friend who lives right near there, and I said, ask him if he wants to talk to us via Skype.
Yeah.
The answer was, no, thank you.
Yeah, no, there's so much going on.
Not in good moods right now.
No,
5:24 right now.
Well, it is a service that is designed to protect your teens online, but it turns out it didn't protect their personal information.
Here's this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a big leak of personal information online.
It happened when a service called TeenSafe failed to properly protect its servers. TeenSafe is used by parents to monitor the online behaviors and phone activity of their kids. Tens of thousands of accounts were compromised.
A company that was producing high-end headphones is now out of business. ASIC raised millions through crowdsourcing, and it received tens of thousands of pre-orders.
But it only delivered a few dozen pairs of headphones. There's no word about refunds, and some customers are threatening to sue.
Finally, Elon Musk says a new high-performance Tesla Model 3 will be available in July. It will feature a dual motor and a top speed of 155 miles an hour.
All that power comes at a price. Musk says it'll be about $78,000. A less expensive version will be about $35 grand.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, sponsored by Carfax.com.
If your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's symptoms are holding you back, and your current treatment hasn't worked well enough, it may be time for a change. Ask your doctor about Entyvio, the only biologic developed and approved just for UC and Crohn's. Entyvio works at the site of inflammation in the GI tract and is clinically proven to help many patients achieve both symptom relief and remission. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, serious, potentially fatal brain infection caused by a virus, may be possible. This condition has not been reported with Entyvio. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, experience frequent infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Liver problems can occur with Entyvio. If your UC or Crohn's treatment isn't working for you, ask your gastroenterologist about Entyvio. Entyvio, relief and remission within reach.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com. Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
An investigation is underway today in Washington. Did the Obama administration plant a spy in the Trump campaign?
Is technology helping or hurting when it comes to your personal information online? What experts suggest you do.
And here on the Suncoast, the future of the Van Wezel is in question. Plans for a redesign are now on the table, while some still call for a complete rebuild. Those stories and more. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning to you on this Monday morning. It is 5:30. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. Boy, Sunday was a complete washout, wasn't it?
It really was.
Wow.
Literally a washout. We
Tried.
need some sun, some vitamin D.
What's on the tap? What's on tap today, John?
Yeah, more rainfall again today, which is just what folks living near the Horse River in Arcadia and Little Manatee in Myakka Head just really don't want. You can see these two areas of green that are highlighted here on our map. Those are the rivers which are exceeding their bank full today. There'll probably be about a foot above flood stage. And while that's not a major flood, it certainly will impact some communities. Hidden River, which frequently gets problems with flooding, will probably experience that in some locations again today. Just an indication of how much rain we've had and how the volume of flow through these rivers have increased over the course of the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Again, today, deep southerly flow will continue to lift moisture up from the Caribbean and bring us good chances of rainfall, if not periods of some heavy rainfall once again, and a lot of cloud cover around as well. That cloud cover keeping our temperatures down just a little bit into the lower 80s for daytime highs, about a 5-degree below average temperature, and that river of moisture, an atmospheric river we call it, which frequently provides us with heavy rainfall, will again work its magic on the atmosphere right straight through the remainder of this week. We may get a little bit of a midweek break. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. Temperatures across the region in the lower 70s. We'll have the complete forecast details for you coming up in just a few.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Here's a live look right now at St. Armand's Circle. Not a lot going on so far there, but it's always fun to see St. Armand's Circle, a big tourist area, as we all know here. They're also building a parking garage just behind that quadrant on the left side there. That should be finished later on this year. All right, let's go to the maps now and take a peek at the roads. We'll see that there's a slowdown for some reason way up toward the top of your screen on 301 as you head toward the shopping mall, the outlet mall there in Ellington, as you go under 75. Also 301 and 70, the usual delays there for some reason. And then checking farther south in the upper half of Sarasota County, some congestion there along the Bayfront, particularly southbound. As you go from the Ringling toward the 301 Apex. Bee Ridge, little congestion there, nothing major, westbound around Beneva. And then South County, couple spots there, nothing major to report at 5:32 on this Monday morning. The Department of Justice has agreed to investigate whether the FBI spied on President Trump's 2016 campaign. As ABC's Kenneth Moten tells us, the president wants to know if the Obama administration played a role.
Today, President Trump is expected to officially follow through on his stunning order, tweeting, "I hereby demand that the Department of Justice look into whether or not the FBI DOJ infiltrated or surveilled the Trump campaign for political purposes, and if the request came from the Obama administration." The presidential intervention threatened by Trump last month on Fox News.
You look at the corruption at the top of the FBI, it's a disgrace. And our Justice Department, which I try and stay away from, but at some point I won't.
The president is responding to reports from the Washington Post and New York Times that the FBI sent an informant to talk to several Trump campaign advisors in 2016. Those aides had been flagged for suspicious contact with Russians, but the reports did not say there was a DOJ spy inside the campaign. Trump's FBI director declined to release any more details.
The day that we can't protect human sources is the day the American people start becoming less safe.
Late Sunday, the Justice Department said it would investigate. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein released a statement. If anyone did infiltrate or surveil participants in a presidential campaign for inappropriate purposes, we need to know about it and take appropriate action. A new headline from the president's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, who says special counsel Robert Mueller hopes to be done with the portion of the Russia investigation involving the president by September 1st. That's if the president agrees to an interview. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Well, it is a 50-year-old iconic landmark in Sarasota. So is it time to tear it down and start over, or should it be given a facelift? That's a question for the almost 50-year-old Van Wezel Performing Arts Center.
Well, today you have two chances to give your feedback on potential plans. Marla Spence is live from Van Wezel with a preview of the two different sessions today right there on that campus. Marla?
Good morning, guys. That is right. It's a busy day for Bay Sarasota and the Van Wezel today. People will be coming to the iconic Van Wezel to give their input on design plans for the Van Wezel. Now, they'll be here to give in their input of those design plans of the Performing Arts Hall. And right now, there are 3 design plans for the Van Wezel. Initially, the Performing Arts Hall was not included in the design plans for the 53 acres of the Bayfront, which upset a lot of people. After Bay Sarasota went back to the drawing board, they came up with 3 design plans that included the Van Wezel. Today, people can stop by the Performing Arts Hall for a draft master plan presentation. That's where they'll be able to give their feedback. The first meeting will be at 8:30 this morning, and the other will be at 1:30 this afternoon. Now, the design plans for the Van Wezel will also go up for discussion with city commissioners during a commissioner meeting today. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, now that first meeting, as Marla says, is going to be held at 8:30, and then there's going to be another one at 1:30 this afternoon. Now, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and technology is making it easier than ever to get treatment. In fact, new online therapy sites have been propping up, and they can be a good alternative for people that are excessively busy, may not be able to get time out of the day to go visit a counselor, or even live in rural areas or find it hard to open up to a counselor in person. But experts caution users to do their homework and know who is on the other side of that computer screen.
What you want to know is who is giving me that care and what are their qualifications. If you can't answer that, if you can't figure that out online, then it's probably not something that you want to engage in.
Now, another point to consider is whether or not your insurance company will cover those online therapy expenses. And today is National American Red Cross Founders Day. The day marks the anniversary of the founding of the American Red Cross, which took place back in 1881 thanks to a nurse named Clara Barton. She became determined to start an American branch after traveling overseas to Europe and volunteering with the International Red Cross. The organization is known for running blood drives, assisting in natural disasters, both here and abroad, and of course providing services to members of the armed forces as well as their families.
Former President George H.W. Bush is now at his summer home in Maine. Look at that caravan. He arrived over the weekend for the first time without his wife. Residents lined the streets as his motorcade passed through to give the former president a warm welcome back.
Was moved to tears thinking about the fact that Mrs. Bush would not be accompanying them. And then when we came to find out that he was coming back today, we feel incredibly lucky to be here.
I was excited for everybody. It's a terrific thing to do for the president, and I'm just really pleased that everyone was here. He is so deserving. He has given so much of his life to serving the country, and this is the least we could do.
Must be hard going back there alone now. The 93-year-old was hospitalized last month after his wife's death. He contracted an infection that spread to his blood.
What? When'd you get here? I got here this week.
Why are you talking so high? We love these moments. A Kentucky mother is reunited with her son, who has been serving in Turkey for a year. Vicki Anders hadn't seen her son, Seth, since last year. Her co-workers at the hospital where she works helped coordinate the surprise. This was her son's first mission overseas.
Oh, I do love those. Well, the new Duchess of Sussex, Miss Meghan Markle, has sent her wedding bouquet to Westminster Abbey so it can rest on the grave of the unknown warrior. Now, she, of course, married the UK's Prince Harry in an elaborate ceremony at Windsor Castle over the weekend, which we all got up and watched. Yeah. On Sunday, she sent the bouquet, which featured sweet pea, forget-me-nots, which was Princess Diana's favorite flower, lily of the valley, and jasmine, to Westminster to adorn the tomb. Now, it's a long-time tradition that was actually begun by the Queen Mother after she married King George VI back in 1923. At the time, she asked that her bouquet be left at the grave of the unknown warrior to honor her brother, who was killed during the First World War. Well, still to come, a fascinating story from a woman who beat cancer despite the odds and the non-traditional way that she overcame her battle, plus some interesting lessons.
All right, 5:39 right now as far as today's forecast. Here's John Scalzi.
Yeah, it's going to be a wet one, no doubt about that. We have a chance of seeing showers almost any time during the day and almost anywhere. I think for the school bus forecast, well, pickup time, 72 degrees, a lot of cloud cover out there, and yes, there'll be some spotty showers possible. I think the rain chance will be pretty low, but it's still possible. As we head into the afternoon, it becomes likely. Showers and thunderstorms are possible during pickup time or drop-off time later on this afternoon around 3 o'clock or so. The rain chance goes up to about 60%. I'll only give it about a 50-50 chance of an outside recess today. Rain, of course, the major culprit. Temperature in the low 80s, it should be. And storms will be likely today. We'll have the complete forecast in a second.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. We're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
When ABC7 declares a first alert weather day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a first alert weather day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A first alert weather day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are looking at some pretty dry conditions across the Suncoast currently, but that could change at really almost any time. A deep river of atmospheric moisture lifts northward across the peninsula, helping to set the stage for more afternoon showers and thunderstorms. But even this morning, even though we're not seeing a whole lot currently, a shower or two popping up almost anywhere, almost any time. is possible in the forecast today and tomorrow morning as well. We have a few areas of light drizzle and patchy rain beginning to build in areas just to the southeast of Arcadia. And, you know, that's the kind of thing we're going to see during the morning hours. A lot of cloud cover around as well, but some breaks in the clouds possible during the morning, so we'll watch for that. It's kind of a sharp division between the dry air that's back toward the west and then the moisture that's lifting north out of the Caribbean. In fact, that Caribbean moisture, all part of a trough of low pressure that some computer models continue to suggest might spin up some minor tropical, maybe a tropical storm as we head into later this week. So we'll be watching this area for possible development. Models are still kind of all over the place, some developing a stronger system, some really just showing a slug of moisture lifting north, some taking it out into the Atlantic, some taking it out into the Western Gulf. This time of year, you know, late spring, models are very sensitive to fluctuations in the waves in our atmosphere and kind of sometimes spin up things that don't actually occur. But it may, so we'll keep an eye on it and keep you posted. If it did, it would be over the Memorial Day weekend, of course. But regardless of what develops down here, we are going to see the potential for some heavy rainfall over the course of the weekend as that area of low pressure lifts northward. Showers are possible throughout the morning hours, but by afternoon we can see a few thunderstorms beginning to develop. And in fact, as we progress later in today, some of these thunderstorms could produce again today some heavy rainfall. So another couple inches of rainfall, certainly not out of the question. When we head into the evening hours, nighttime hours, we'll start to see the potential for thunderstorms start to decrease, but then tomorrow morning rain showers once again. So the setup is this. We have a big ridge of high pressure out here near the Bahamas directing our winds out of the southeast. We have this trough of low pressure that's kind of persistent down in the southern parts of the Caribbean. And we have a kind of trough that exists along the eastern seaboard back into the deep south. All of that kind of combining together to produce this plume of moisture lifting northward that will just continue to set the stage for the potential of some heavy rain. Now, the thing is, we do have some dry air existing out in the Gulf waters, and it is possible we could see a little bit of breakup in our rain showers as we head into Wednesday and Thursday as high pressure expands toward the west. But then, over the weekend, we'll watch this trough of low pressure lifting northward. Regardless of development, it will produce the potential of some more heavy rainfall for us. And that's really, at this point, what we don't need to see because of our river stages as high as they are. So several wet days, then some midweek drying, followed by a possible heavy rain event this weekend. And I'm talking over the weekend, maybe another 6-inch rainfall, 5-inch rainfall for particularly, I think, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So a southeast wind comes in at about 5 to 10 today. For boaters, it means a moderate chop. Not a particularly great day for boating. Today, 60% chance, tomorrow the same. Then a little midweek drying perhaps. And then as we head into Friday, heavy rains are possible, starting probably late Friday into Saturday, and then continuing on really into Monday, Memorial Day, when things start to dry out maybe a little bit. But this wet weather pattern, this could go right into June easily. We'll have more on this coming up in a little while. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic. The roads are actually running pretty decent right around this hour. No real delays or any congestion to really tell you about. 301, you know, just some normal stops and starts around the intersection of State Road 70. That's in Manatee County. Then in Sarasota County, starting to see some delays on 41 as you go down right there along the Bayfront area. Other than that, not too much else is going on in Sarasota. A little farther south, if you're heading towards Port Charlotte or Punta Gorda in the next half hour or so, you'll have a pretty easy commute. It is 5:48, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, could what you eat help you fight against breast cancer? It is what one Wisconsin woman claims, and now Harvard researchers want to know more. Joyce Garbaziak reports.
And I'll stir while you chop.
For Kathy Bureau,
let's throw that in the skillet.
Time in the kitchen is an investment in good health.
It isn't really about eating healthy. It's about eating specific foods that fight disease.
She ought to know. In 2005, Bureau learned she had inflammatory breast cancer.
What was your prognosis? 21-month survival.
Just 41 and the mother of 2 young girls, she fought with surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation, but the cancer fought back.
11 months after my first diagnosis, I was diagnosed with a high-grade tumor in my head and neck.
The medication took its toll.
My kidneys were failing, my liver was failing. I told my oncologist that I'm done with protocol, because one way or another, I'm going to die, and I don't want to go that way.
It was then she decided to go off chemo and use a strategy suggested by a friend.
And my friend kept saying, you have to learn about anti-angiogenic foods.
Anti-angiogenic, foods that essentially block the creation of blood vessels so cancer can't easily spread. For example, organic vegetables such as purple potatoes, carrots, and leeks.
They're at the top of the cancer-fighting list.
Berries, walnuts, green tea, and herbs, especially garlic.
When a recipe calls for 2 cloves, I'm probably going to put 5 or 6, because garlic is a really strong cancer fighter.
For Biro, that diet, combined with the energy healing of Reiki, meditation, and visualization, worked.
My doctors just kept saying, huh, well, that is interesting.
Today, more than 12 years after her first diagnosis, Biro is cancer-free and a cancer coach.
She's teaching me food is the best form of medicine.
On this day, helping Phil Bao learn what to eat to help him fight brain cancer.
It stopped growing now, so it's wonderful. A huge part of that is food.
Researchers at Harvard learned of Biro's success and will study what she and other so-called outliers did.
And so it's exciting that, you know, I'm now validated. I'm no longer the crazy cancer patient. You know, there's real science that is going to be there.
Her story will be studied along with others that have used non-traditional methods to beat cancers. And can you imagine if it could come down to diet and controlling and what that could mean for cancer research in the future?
Ooh, that'd be a huge breakthrough. 5:51 right now. We'll update the day's top news headlines after this. Stay with us.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night, or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
If you're looking for a rewarding job you'll love, good news. The perfect job is just a click away. Go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day. It's that easy. Stop searching and go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day to find the perfect job for you.
Well, it is 5:54, and here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on Suncoast today.
The first in a series of community meetings is set for today about the future of the Van Wezel and the rest of the 53 acres around that site. The city wants to replace it, but some do not want to. There are two sessions, 8:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. at the Van Wezel.
Plus, it is Game 6 tonight of the NHL Eastern Conference Finals. The Bolts took a 3-2 series lead thanks to Saturday's win against the Washington Capitals. The puck drops at 8 o'clock tonight.
The Sarasota City Commission will vote tonight on whether to restrict access to School Avenue. That's the road that runs right down the middle of the Sarasota High School campus.
And we're going to throw it over to John Scalzi for one last look at your forecast.
Yeah, so this morning, the rain chances are kind of small. The coverage should be light, and so should the rain showers. But by afternoon, the rain chances really go up. Our forecast over the course of the next several days are going to feature three things, really. This atmospheric river of air that continues to flow across the state of Florida, providing the potential for some heavy rainfall. Good rain chances through most of the week, and then a possible weekend heavy rain event. We'll be talking all about that coming up in a few.
All right, thanks, John. A lot of false starts yesterday. I thought, well, let's go play some tennis. It's going to clear up now.
Right.
Rain again.
Yeah.
Let's try again. No, rain again.
Rain again this weekend.
Yes.
Oh.
So much more next hour about the Bay. We're calling just the Van Wezel. It's about the whole 53 acres of the Bay, but the Van Wezel is getting all the attention right now. Marla's live there. We'll have that in about 2 minutes right here on Good Morning Suncoast.